Hey everybody, Angie Finnemore here. Makeup free, sans makeup, because I've had like super strained eyes. I think that's what's going on. Super bloodshot. Anyway, and like my left eye not working so good. Yeah, even with all my prescription glasses that I usually have hanging around my neck. Anyway, hello. Um, this is Phat Chat with my writing coach. I'm not sure if I said that. Anyway, that's what this is. Okay, so this room got a makeover. I've shown this to you before. You've seen this before, but I have rearranged because I'm gonna shut these doors now. Okay, see, I have doors. We have barn doors on this room so that I can close myself in here. But I'm gonna tell you first because we're doing a ton of laundry. Anyway, so I'm gonna tell you first why the room got a makeover. So I have this kind of thing where, I'd love to have a kind of a commune. So I have 5 children and only one is still a minor. Everyone else is grown. My oldest has 3 kids married. My second one down is married, and my third one down and my first one and his wife, they all bought a house together, not too far from us. And then my next one down still lives at home. She's 19, and her boyfriend lives with us. And then I have my 17-year-old. Okay. When I got married when I was 19 years old, yes, I did that. 19 years old, I misunderstood my aunt-in-law. I didn't even know who I was talking to on the phone. And apparently this was going on behind the scenes without my knowledge, and it was always in the plan. I didn't know. So I answer the phone. I can't understand her yet because I don't understand the Texas drawl, and hers is really thick. And she says, "Are y'all ready for a visitor?" I have no idea what she says. So I said, "Excuse me, can you say that again? Are y'all ready for a visitor?" And I had to ask her a third time, and I still didn't understand her. And so I finally just, you know how you do sometimes. Yeah, okay, keep in mind I was 19 years old. Sometimes you just go, even when you don't understand. Well, apparently she put her son on a Greyhound bus, 11 years old, and he lived with us for 3 years. Okay, I was 19. Yeah, I've learned some things, and I have since apologized. No 19-year-old should be racing an 11-year-old child. Straight up. I didn't do a terrible job, but not the way I raise kids now, for sure. I was like really painfully strict in some ways. I had to work and go to school. My husband was going to school, and he would come home. Jeff, this is the cousin. He would come home from school before I'd get home from work, and he'd be up to mischief. He had and I mean mischief, he had a little paper route, and we didn't find out until 3 years later that he was dumping the papers and collecting the money. But he would sneak out in the middle of the night, or he would, like go get into trouble and not come home when he said he was going to be home. So I actually took an alarm clock that you have to plug in the wall, and I'd lock it in my bedroom because I had a key lock on my bedroom door, and I'd run that cord out my bedroom and into his bedroom and plug it in the wall. And he had to come home and unplug it, so I knew what time he got home. And then for sneaking out at night, I have a very distinctive signature, always have. And so I would, because he'd sneak out his bedroom window, I would sign my name on a piece of masking tape, snip it to weaken the tape in 2 places, and tape it on the outside of his window. I know, crazy. Don't worry, I have apologized to him for all of that. And he turned out, I would say, very successful. He's still a kid to me. Very successful kid. And point being, I don't even know how many kids have come and moved in. It's set a standard. And the thing is that, I could have said, no, we're not going to do that. But my best friend in high school, Rebecca Lynn, her mother took me in during my senior year in high school because I came from it was really crappy. And I went to school with her. She would sign my notes when I was sick even. I just moved in with them. And so she kind of set a precedence for me. I learned everything that I learned about patient mothering from her. Anyway, so we have this thing. It's like we have this house. It's 3 stories. It's really a lot of space for us, but I've got my office, then I have a boardroom for Calliope stuff, which is all decked out really cute. And then I've also got my writing room, which we're sitting in right now. My husband's got a master bedroom that's his office, right? And then the kids are in the bedrooms upstairs. We're in a bedroom upstairs. But we have moved in so many of our kids at times. The thing is this, our brains actually don't develop like deductive reasoning, cause and effect completely until we're about 25 years old. And so when I moved out, finally, when I got married, my father said, you can't come back. This is it. And I would have left that marriage. I would have gotten out years before I did. I stayed for 14 years. But I didn't have any place to go. So I believed. Like, I really didn't have a backup plan. So we will always have a backup plan for our kiddos. So Michael, you guys maybe know Michael, my husband, his oldest is back home with us. And so he's now in Michael's office. Michael's office moved to my boardroom. I'm keeping my office, but that means that we have a whole lot of furniture, that we weren't sure what we were going to do with. So I restyled my writing room, and I wanted to make it I just didn't look at this couch. Okay. I just didn't want to put this couch in storage. It's so beautiful, right? So I actually took out my bookcase that I have in there, and this room just like expanded ridiculously. So my middle child came over. The 3 that are at home were here all day, and we just hung out and wrote and did Calliope curriculum together. And isn't this the coolest? Okay, so I'm just going to do a really quick 360. And then I'm going to point out some cool things that every writing room should have. Yes, I know, this is amazing. And your writing space may not get to be amazing yet, but I'm almost 57. I have definitely earned this. Okay, sorry for the fumbling. All right, so first of all, right down here, we have this basket of toys. And the reason I've always had a basket of toys in my boardroom is because my number one, my right arm, Randy Wetherill, has a little one. Well, we'd be working, and we even had like this gorgeous little doggy bed for her if she needed to take a nap. But anyway, I'm talking to my middle child, Gwen, about dealing with trauma. And she was telling me that her therapist recommends having who is a good friend of ours too, recommends having like a go-to box with simple things to do, like crayons, like, simple, not too complicated, kids' toys, things to occupy your hands with, snacks that make you feel happy. Okay, so I'm going to be tucking some moon pies in this room. Anyway, but we also know that this helps with creativity. Okay, when you do things that take you back to before, like about 4 years old, you kick in the way that you used to think when you were little, which was genius, by the way. Anyway, so toys in the room, that's right. All these things that matter to me, that are important. I've got tissues, I've got chapsticks, I've got all this stuff. We have a TV tucked in there. Yes, I painted that, by the way. Yes, I did. Okay, so we're going to get over to this wall. So this right here is a chessboard that my father made out of the cherry tree that died on the old farm in Peru, Iowa, when he was 13 years old, which would have been 1937. He made that. So that's on the wall. I brought this lovely stained glass back from, let's see, where was I? Santa Barbara. Back, it would have been about 20 or 25 years ago, back when they used to let you put this kind of thing on the airplane in the overhead. That's right. I have no idea. And then here's my drum. I made this drum. This is a buffalo hide, and then I painted her. That's right. And I have a grow light in here. That's why that's pink, because I like to have green, okay, so that my plants can survive. And then we can move this little table around everywhere we need to so that everybody has a nice writing space. Here's mine. I like curling up in a ball and having my computer, my Mac, right where I can just like lean into it and write. That's how I like to do it. But I've got this cool table. I got this for like $10 somewhere. Picking. I like to go picking, so does my husband. And it's very cool because it collapses. Check it out. See, it collapses, and then it will turn into a nice little table that we can set here for drinks or for computers, laptops, whatever. Note taking. Cool, huh? Okay, and then all of my hourglasses came in here. There's number 1. There's number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then 7 and 8 are over here. And I might have more hourglasses hiding around this house, I don't know. But then we can all flip our own hourglasses. This is kind of a salon. Kind of, you know, how they did it back in the day when all the great American writers were writing in Paris and in Manhattan and had their space. Okay, so this is it. But what I actually want to say about this is, you know, our lives don't always go as planned, right? And the more flexibility that we can have, the better. Well, how you manage that is, I mean, because this was not in the plan. It was just like, yeah, Michael, bring him home, please. And how we relate to expectations determines whether or not we are upset when things don't go the way they are planned, right? So if you have an expectation, you know, let's say you married Prince Charming or Princess, I don't know, Princess Charming, and turns out you didn't get what you thought you were getting. That is what leads to most divorce, is this experience of thwarted expectations or unrealized expectations. So if you adjust your expectations, if you dial in your expectations to be able to include change, then you can continue on the things that matter to you, even when, you know, there's a big change. And we're all dealing with change right now. All of us are. We're all dealing with, you know, all of us. So that's my, you know, that's my challenge for you tonight. Take it or leave it. My challenge for you is to be flexible AF. Now, because you just don't know when you're flexible what can happen, right? And what happened for me that was unexpected was that my writing space got a makeover that I would have never in a million years. I would have never taken out the big, huge cabinet that I had custom made and that I custom finished full of books. I wouldn't have done that, right? But what this change by bringing my husband's son in allowed for me was a writing space now that accommodates my kids that write, right? I mean, or, you know, some of the people that are close to me that are social distancing, that are, you know, quarantining, and we all are, so they can, you know, we can be in each other's space. They can come over and write. And it was an extraordinary, amazing day today. I just finished this, actually just a little bit ago, got those last 2 things on the wall. But so there you go, flexible AF, okay? All right, ciao for now.